Oh, it's good. I was in another class. We had another class earlier, so we kind of finished a few minutes late. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So welcome, Ksenia, and welcome, Julia. Welcome back. Nice to see you again.
Me too.
So we have Ksenia. It's a new student, I believe.
Hi, Ksenia. This is your first lesson.
With Alan, first lesson.
I was in another class. I can hear myself. There's an echo. Okay. So welcome, Ksenia, and welcome. Where is it coming from? Ksenia, maybe you have two videos open. So you have two videos open.
Hi, Ksenia. This is your first lesson.
With Alan, first lesson.
Ksenia, the new Ksenia.
Yes. I shut down.
Oh, good.
I shut down another window.
Yeah, that's fine. That happens. You know.
Yes.
You will get used to it. So we have two Ksenias. Okay.
No, really.
Yes. Welcome to our other Ksenia.
Hello.
Ksenia. So how are we? And welcome, Natasha.
Hello.
Hi, good to see you. So how are we going to differentiate between the two Ksenias?
Ksusha, you may call me Ksusha.
Ksusha?
Ksusha.
Okay, good. That's great. So Ksusha, I hope I don't forget that. Let me type it in here. Ksusha. Is that how you spell it?
Yes, that's right.
Lovely. Okay, so since you are the new student, or actually we have Victoria as well. Yes. Hello, Victoria.
Hello.
Hi. Everyone just came at once. I didn't even see everyone. Welcome. So we have Ksenia or Ksusha, a new student. This is the first time I have you in my class. Welcome. My name is Alan. I will briefly introduce myself, and then you can tell us something about yourself as well. So I am Australian. I'm currently living in the UK, and I've been here for almost 3 years. I've spent some time abroad, actually a few places. In Germany, 5 years. Egypt, a couple of years. Yeah, so I've been around a fair bit. Some of my hobbies are sports. I really like playing football or soccer, and I follow it as well. Not fanatically, but to as much as I can. I like technology, you know, computers, software, hardware, gadgets, anything to do with, you know, high tech. I'm really interested in that. So I'm kind of a geek, if you say. And yeah, I also enjoy history, you know, studying about people and their cultures, languages, comparative religion, and so on. So there you have it. So Ksusha, tell us something about yourself. Where are you from? What are you doing?
I'm from Russia. I live in the Moscow region, very close to Moscow. It's just 15 kilometers from Moscow. And before I have a baby, I went to Moscow for my job. I worked in Moscow company as a marketing expert. Now all my time takes my baby takes all my time, and I need to use this time to improve my skills in English also, and I want to pass exams, maybe IELTS, maybe Cambridge exam.
Very good. So basically, all your time is taken up by
Baby.
your baby. So usually when you have a baby, all the other hobbies go out of the window.
No, he is 2 years old, and now he a little bit. He can spend his time
By himself?
by himself, and sometimes I have a free time, and
That's good.
and my husband helps me to get along with baby, and
Very good.
now and now after 10 o'clock I have a free time.
Yeah, that's usually the case when the kids are asleep. You have the husband is fed, he's had his dinner, then you have some free time. Yes. Yeah. So now that your son is 2 years old, he's a little bit more independent. So
Yes.
I think that's the word you were looking for. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes. Okay. Well, that's lovely. Thank you very much for that introduction. Have you met any of the other students?
Ilya Fafanov. I remember at my first lesson with Andy, we spent together.
Very good.
As my son's name is Ilya.
Oh, well, that's nice. What a coincidence. Excellent. Okay, so let's hear something from the other students so they can you can get to know them as well. So Ksenia, the other Ksenia, please, briefly introduce yourself as well.
Okay, I'm from Russia. I'm 27. I like to learn English. I like journey. I like go to the gym. I like watch series. And it's all about me.
Very good. Excellent. Thank you, Ksenia. I just want to mention one thing. This lesson is about IELTS. Yeah, we're going to do it's vocabulary for IELTS. However, it does involve speaking. So if you are intending to do the IELTS exam anytime in the future, what we're doing now, what I'm asking the students to do now, is actually one of the requirements to introduce yourself. So this is a very good practice for you. So those students who have done it many times now with me, don't think, oh, here we go again. I have to again introduce myself. I've heard it 100 times maybe, or the other students have as well. But this is very good practice for you. So when it does come to that time, when you are taking the exam, you should do it perfectly then. So no excuses. Yeah. Okay. So Natasha, tell us something about yourself. Your microphone is muted.
Yeah.
Okay, we can hear you now.
Yeah. I done it.
Okay. Yeah, can you give us a quick introduction, please, about yourself, so Susha can get to know you a bit. Can you hear me, Natasha?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. Can you tell us something about yourself again, so Ksenia can get to know you? So tell us where you're from, what do you do?
Oh, okay. I said about it, and I can repeat it again. I am from Belarus. Yeah, I live in Minsk, and I work in the medical university and in a Republican Scientific Practical Center of Hygiene. I'm professor of hygiene and senior researcher of hygiene in the Republican Center.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah. Okay. And Victoria.
Hello, I'm from Russia, from Moscow. I'm working for Russian retail chain, and I like English, gym, and dancing.
Very good. Zumba. Very good. Thank you, Victoria. Ilya? I don't know if you've introduced yourself before in Andy's class. Have you?
Oh,
When
I don't
Xenia,
remember.
when Xenia was there, maybe not. It's okay. Just give us a quick intro, please.
About myself.
Yeah.
I'm from Russia. I live in Moscow. I'm a programmer. I like chess and music.
Very good. Do you play any instruments?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
Acoustic guitar, electric guitar,
Yes,
and
because I remember. Yeah, you've mentioned it before. Yeah.
harp.
Okay. Excellent. Thank you. And Yulia?
I'm Yulia. I live in Russia in Novosibirsk, and I have a remote job, and I've been working for American company country for the last year. And what else? I'm a quality assurance engineer, so it's a kind of related area to an IT area. And nice to meet you, Ksyusha.
Lovely. Thank you very much, Julia. Okay, so there you have it. Ksyusha, you have met everyone now. So welcome. And are there any questions before we begin?
No, thanks. Thank you, everybody, for your words for me.
No problems. You're most welcome. Okay. Yeah, we like to make our new students feel welcome, and we are like family, pretty much. So let's have a look. So we are now beginning this Collins, vocabulary for IELTS, and this is the cover of the book actually, which consists of 128 pages. So I will now go through the first pages. We don't need to look at the contents as of yet, but if you want briefly, I can show it to you. These are some of the units that we'll cover. Okay, and some of the vocabulary and skills. Okay, just briefly. And then we have some more. So there are 14 in total. So we have many skills actually: writing, speaking, listening, reading, not just vocabulary. So I'm not going to make you memorize a lot of words. It's definitely going to be a part of this, but it's not the main focus or the only focus. Yeah, sorry, actually there are more than 14. There are 20 units in total. So let's have a look at the introduction, just to see and for you to get an understanding of who this book is for. Yeah. Okay, so this book, Vocabulary for IELTS, helps you improve your vocab when preparing for the IELTS examination. Let me make it a bit bigger for you. You can use the book to study on your own or as supplementary material for IELTS preparation classes. It is suitable for learners at level 5 to 5.5, aiming for band score 6 or higher. So I don't know what band score you have now, or if you have taken the IELTS test in the past or not, but this is kind of the level that's expected. So, intermediate to, high intermediate almost. Yeah, that's what's expected. Then the summary, we have the material as well as audio files. So we will cover skills which are relevant to all 4 exam papers, so listening, reading, writing, and speaking. Oh, but it's a bit too big. Um, yeah, so each unit contains activities that help you develop step by step and the vocabulary, knowledge, and skills to help you tackle the exam. Okay, so exam tips throughout the book highlight essential vocabulary-related learning strategies and exam techniques. So this is how it's set up basically. The first part we have the vocab of each unit. Then we have the second part, which is the exercises. And then the exam practice is the third part. And we have some exam tips. Okay, so let's have a look. We don't need to read all of this. The first unit. Let's begin. So, people and relationships. So, describing people, you know, we're going to look at recognizing adjectives and working out meaning from context. So now we have some vocabulary that we need to cover before we move on. So I will ask you, the students, to read, and we can discuss them if need be. Okay, so Julia, could you please do us the honor of and starting with the first.
People in relationship.
Yes, please.
Client. A client of a professional person or organization is a person that receives a service from them in turn for payment. A solicitor and his client. The company requires clients to pay substantial fees in advance.
Excellent. So, a client, it's a regular customer, really. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think most of us have come across this word. Okay, so moving on.
It could be consumer as well.
Yeah, consumer, very good, yes. Okay, so if anyone has a question, please don't hesitate to, just say, excuse me, I have a question. All right, so moving on to the next one, Ilya.
Colleague, colleagues, or associate, as far as I know, is a synonym. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's right.
Noun, it's a noun. Your colleagues are the people you work with, especially in a professional job. Female academics are still paid less than their male colleagues. In the corporate world, the best sources of business are your former colleagues.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. So a colleague can be an associate, a colleague at work, that you work with, an employee that you work with. Okay, then we have the next one. Victoria.
Employees. Your employer is the person or organization what you work for. Employees who share illegal work, illegal workers. The telephone company is the company's largest employer.
Yes, very good. Yeah, so it's your boss. The employer is your boss, really. So you can mean the person or the company itself. Yeah. All right, next one. Natasha?
Parent or parents. Your parents are your mother and father. Children need their parents. When you become a parent, the things you once cared about seem to have less value.
Very good. Excellent. Thank you. So parents is, I think, we don't need to dwell on it. We all understand what parent means. Then the next word, Ksenia.
Siblings. Your siblings are your brothers and sisters. Some studies have found that children are more friendly to younger sibling or the same-sex sibling. Rivalry often causes parents anxieties.
Yes. Very good. Well read.
Thank you.
Yeah, so a sibling is your brother or sister. And we, use this in a formal sense. So we can say, like Ksenia read, yeah, some studies have found that children are more friendly to younger siblings of the same sex. And sibling rivalry. What's rivalry?
It's some kind of quarrel or competitive persons.
Ah, yeah.
Competition.
Competitiveness.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like the art of competing. Not the art of competing, but the action of competing. Yeah. Rivalry. Always competing, comparing things. Yeah. So if I was to ask you, how many siblings do you have? That means how many brothers and sisters do you have? Okay, next one, Xusha.
Spouse or spouses, someone's person we are married to. Husbands and wives do not have to pay any inheritance tax when their spouse dies.
Yeah. Yeah, so spouse, yeah, excellent, well read. It can be husband or wife. Yeah, this word doesn't have, it's not masculine or feminine, or, it refers to both. Either, it can be either. Okay.
I thought it pronounces as spouse.
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 Spouse. Like mouse. Mouse, spouse.
Spouse. Okay.
All right, then we have, yeah, so we're continuing here from describing people. Julia?
Autonomous.
Ah, how do we pronounce this word? Where is the stress?
Autonomous. No?
Close again?
Autonomous.
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 Autonomous. The first letter O, but I always try to O.
Yeah, we say auto, not auto. Auto is, in other languages, but in English we say auto. So autonomous.
Autonomous. An autonomous person makes their own decisions rather than being influenced by someone else. They proudly declare themselves part of a new autonomous province. The liberal idea of the autonomous individual.
Yeah, some very formal words being used here. Yeah. So an autonomous person.
I could need an autonomous region, autonomous area, no? Province, yes.
Province, yeah.
Province.
But to make their own decisions rather than being influenced by someone else, So you don't need to be influenced by another person to run your life, or you can even say a province, is very autonomous. It doesn't get influenced by other provinces.
Yeah. By the way, do you remember how many autonomous republics we have included in Russian Federation? How many?
No.
22.
Wow. That's a lot.
It was the question for all, but I see your faces are what?
Yeah, it's amazing, that, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks for that info. Okay, let's move on to the next word. Ilya? Your mic is muted, Ilya. Sorry, can't hear you.
Sorry. Consistent. Adjective. Someone who is consistent always behaves in the same way, has the same attitudes towards people or things, or achieves the same level of success in something. Becker has never been the most consistent of players anyway. His consistent support of free trade, a consistent character with a major thematic function. By the way, programmers often use the phrase consistent state. It means, just a second, it means
It is described
consistent.
right? In functionality, well described.
I don't know how to explain that, but okay, this explanation is enough to understand this word.
Yeah. Yeah, so give me an example, Ilya. How would you use consistent?
Consistent. This chess player is consistent in this tournament, maybe, because he wins one game after one game after another.
Very good. He wins one game after another. Excellent. Yeah, he's a very consistent player because he doesn't make mistakes and he wins constantly. Very good. Okay, so moving on. Victoria.
Conventional.
Very good.
Adjectives. Someone who is conventional, his behavior and opinions that are originary and normal. A respectable married woman with conventional opinions. This closer, I don't know, fairly conventional English family.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I understand this word.
Do you get it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so how would you use conventional? Could you give me an example? Give me a sentence, please.
My mother doesn't understand me because she is conventional.
Okay, good. She's a very conventional person. All right, that's good. And maybe you are a bit more, let's say, high tech. Yeah, so if it comes to using iPads or something like that, yeah, she's very conventional, you know. Okay, very good. The next one, Natasha.
Okay. Cooperative, also cooperative. Adjective. If you say that someone is cooperative, you mean that they do what you ask them without complaining or arguing. The president said the visit would develop friendly and cooperative relations between the two countries. A contented and cooperative workforce.
Well done, well read, excellent. That was really good.
Thank you.
Yeah, so cooperative, we can, spell it both ways. We can have the hyphen or we can not have the hyphen. Yeah.
Cooperative, it means that, for example, people can work together, or don't only people. It may be country, it may be companies, it may be groups and others.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, well done.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That was well done. So yeah, it means to work together accordingly, to cooperate. Yeah, so people can cooperate, or governments, companies, groups, and so on. And the next one, Xenia.
Efficient. Adjective. If something or someone is efficient, they are able to do tasks if this may be impractical.
I think it continues on the left, sorry. Yeah.
To do tasks successfully without wasting time or energy. Who is today more efficient? I should read?
Yes, keep going, yeah.
More efficient contraception, women can plan their families and careers. Technological advances allow more efficient use of labor, an efficient way of testing thousands of compounds.
Well done, well read. Thank you, Ksenia. Yeah, so to be efficient.
Sentence here for me.
Yeah, if you don't mind, please.
Okay. This treatment is very efficient for your disease.
Yes, very good. This treatment is very efficient for your illness or your disease. Okay. So if there are any words in here or any of the readings that you don't understand, I would expect you to, look it up in your dictionary to find the meaning. Or if you can't find it, you can ask me and we can go through it. Like contraception, for example, maybe some of you don't know what that means. Does anyone know what this means?
Very strong woman.
No?
Huh?
Okay, so basically what it is, contraception is like a, let's say a couple, a husband and wife, they don't want to have babies just yet.
They can use condoms.
Yes, so there are various various means of having contraception. Yeah, so you have, like you mentioned, there are, tablets, injections, and all sorts of things that can delay or prevent you from having a baby. Basically prevents women from falling pregnant for a certain period. So that's contraception. All right, moving on to the next one. Kswisha?
Flexible. Something or someone, but it's flexible, is able to change easily and adapt to different conditions and circumstances. Flexible arrangements to allow access to services after normal working hours. We encourage flexible working.
Very good. Well read. Well read. So flexible. We have, two meanings to this. Flexible can be when somebody's physically, very flexible, so they are perhaps athletic and they're flexible. Their body is flexible, so they can stretch, and they're very good in sport, for example. Or flexible in this case, which is described, something or someone that is, flexible, is able to change easily and adapt. So how would you use this flexible, Kswisha? Give me an example, please.
Flexible, I think rubber is flexible. Is a rubber, like material.
Okay,
rubber.
Yes, like in the first
Rubber
sentence.
is flexible, or person may be flexible, especially when want to solve some conflicts. You need to be flexible if you want to cooperate with people.
Yes.
Efficiently.
Wow, well used. Yes, yes. Yeah, all of these make sense. All of these words make sense. Yeah. So you have to be flexible. Like they say here, working hours. Your working hours, for example, could be flexible. You can come in at work at certain times. It doesn't always have to be at 9. So you might be having a flexible time working hours. Yeah. And Julia, the next one.
Idealistic.
Idealistic.
Idealistic. If you describe someone as idealistic, you mean that they have ideals and base their behavior on these ideals, even if this may be impractical. Idealistic young people died for the cause. And Nova's simplistic and idealistic vision of family dynamics.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Is that clear?
Yeah. A person could be idealistic. It means that he estimates everything, not everything, but something very positive. No?
Okay. Yeah.
It's a kind of explanation. It was.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. So, it's characterized by idealism. In a way, if you're aiming for perfection, but in an unrealistic manner.
It is typical for young people
Yes,
to be idealistic.
Yes, you're right. Good sentence. Okay, next one, Ilya.
Tolerant. Adjective. If you describe someone as tolerant, you approve of the fact that they allow other people to say and do as they like, even if they do not agree with or like it. They need to be tolerant of different points of view. Other changes include more tolerant attitudes to unmarried couples having children. And for example, many Russian people are not tolerant because they despise gays and lesbians.
Okay.
You are the main defendant of them.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, well said, well said. Yeah, so there has to be tolerance in society. So, yeah, so we have some governments that are more tolerant than others, but we won't get into that. It's time for another political discussion. Okay, Victoria, the last one. Lucky last.
Vulnerable.
Okay, yeah, vulnerable.
Vulnerable.
Yeah, that's okay.
Vulnerable.
Yeah, well done, well done.
Someone who is vulnerable is weak and without protection, with the result that they are easier hurt physically or emotionally. All people are particularly vulnerable members of our society.
Yes, well done. Yeah, this is a bit of a tongue twister. It's not easy to be pronounced. Yeah, vulnerable. So someone who is vulnerable is considered a bit weak. It can be, easily hurt physically or emotionally. So how would you use this in a sentence? Could you give me an example, please?
I was vulnerable when I started to work in my professional on my first company.
Okay, yeah, that was a good example. Yeah, so you felt a bit vulnerable when you started your new job, in your profession. Yes. Okay. Yeah, that's a good example. Okay, guys. So those were the vocabulary words that we hopefully can remember. So now let's have a look at the exercises. The first exercise, what is it asking us to do? Tell me the words that you associate with family relationships. Okay, and then underline the words you associate with professional relationships. So which of these associate with family, and which ones in a more professional sense? So there are only 6 words. So which is family, which is professional, like work environment? So first one, Natasha.
Okay. Family relationships. Okay. Client, it is professional relationships.
Very good. Client is professional. And what does it mean again? What does client mean?
Client is I can see it is a person who come to doctor, for example. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So a client, that's actually a patient. So if you go to the doctor, you become the patient. Okay. A client is more like, if you are the employer, if you have your own business and you provide a service to people, then those people that come to see you to seek your service, they are your clients. So you are giving them a service and they are paying you for the service. So they are your clients, your customers. Okay, what about the second one, Xenia?
Parent, it's what? Associate with family relationships.
Yes, very good. Parent, I think it's very easy. We know that. Okay, sibling. Susha?
Sibling is associated with family. It means your brothers or sister, someone who was born by your father and mother.
Yes, so it can be brother or sister. Very good. D, Julia?
Colleague, it relates to business relationship, and it's not a family.
Very good. A colleague.
Colleague.
Which, yeah, okay, good. What about E, Ilya? Your microphone is...
Spouse is not about professional relationships. Spouse, sorry. It's not about professional relationships. Spouse about wife and husband.
Yes, exactly.
Spouse are wife or husband.
Yeah, so a spouse can be the wife or the husband.
Yes.
Very good. And the last one, Victoria?
Employer. It's a boss or company in which you are working for. Or you are working for. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Very good. So employer is professional related, and it's your boss, the person you work for. Okay, so the second exercise. Now I'm going to play an audio for you to listen to, and you will hear 3 speakers, 3 people speaking, and they'll be talking about people who have been important to them. So indicate the person each speaker describes by writing a letter, or tell me which one of these it is. I will ask you after the audio. Okay, so we need these words, yeah? So if you want, take a pen and paper or write it on a Word document next to you, or if you like in the chat, we can use the chat here. And tell me, is it A, B, C, D, E, or F for each speaker, each of the 3 speakers? Okay. So Ilya, can you tell us, please, what we need to do?
What we need to do?
Yeah.
We need to understand about what types of persons 3 speakers are talking about in this podcast, audio podcast. Who's that? A client, parent, sibling, colleague, spouse, or an employee? And write down somewhere, maybe into your notepad, in your own computer, or to the chat.
Very good. Lovely. Thank you very much for reiterating that for us. So here we go. I'll play it right now. 1 second.
Collins English for Exams. Vocabulary for IELTS. Copyright HarperCollins Publishers 2012. Track 1. Speaker 1.
I've learned a lot from so many people, but I suppose the person that stands out is my colleague Lynn. When I started working at the firm, my employer didn't give me a lot of formal training, so I had to learn on the job. I was given the desk next to Lynn, and she explained everything to me. She was incredibly efficient. She knew the job so well, and she made it look so easy.
Speaker 2.
The person I admire the most is probably my boss. She really knows what she wants to achieve with the organisation, but at the same time she is so flexible and open to new ideas. She really takes an interest not only in her clients, but also in her employees. She really listens to what they have to say.
Speaker 3. I suppose the relationship I've found most difficult, but ultimately most rewarding, has been my relationship with my younger brother. He's different from me in almost every way you can imagine. I'm the kind of person who likes to get things done, but he is a real dreamer, so idealistic. It used to drive me crazy, but over the years, I've come to really admire him for following his dreams.
Okay, so there you have it. I hope that was loud and clear. Yeah, okay. So the first speaker, who was the first speaker talking about? Anyone?
It was a colleague? No?
Yes, it was a colleague.
Excellent. It was a colleague. Yes. So it was pretty obvious. You just have to pay attention.
She was efficient and helped and explained something to the speaker.
Yeah. Excellent. All right. So the first one is colleague, and the second one. Ksusha, did you get the second one?
I'm not sure about client. No?
No, it wasn't a client.
I don't remember. I understood that the second one spoke about his boss. No, no, I don't remember actually.
Okay, yeah, actually you're right. It's the employer. So boss. The boss was the key word. Boss. Yeah. So you have to listen out for these keywords. You might not hear employer or colleague, but you will hear other words that actually mean that, synonyms. Well done. Okay, Natasha, what about the third one?
I think that sibling.
And how do you know it was sibling?
Sibling, yeah, because speaker talk about a younger brother and the relationship to him. Yeah.
Very good. Yeah, yeah. The relationship with him, yeah, with the brother. Excellent. So that was the key word, brother. Well done. So there you have it. That was nice and easy. So here's a quick exam tip and we can wrap it up here. We have some more listening exercises, which we'll do next time, hopefully. So, an exam tip. You can often recognize whether a word is a noun, verb, adjective, or adverb from its ending. And I'm sure you probably knew that already. So, vulnerable, flexible. Yeah. So adjectives can have many different endings, but these are the common ones. So able, conventional, L, tolerant, consistent, efficient. So to have and or ent at the end, and then we have idealistic, ick, cooperative, and autonomous. Yeah, so these are the common endings you find with adjectives. So you should learn to recognize these if you haven't already. So write it down quickly now, because I won't be able to give you the PDF yet, as of yet, because I will do that at the end of our completion of this ebook. So another good thing is to take a snapshot. So on the left side of the Hangouts video, there is a camera button or camera app. It's called Capture, which I'm going to do now. There you go. So I've captured it, and you can, I believe, click on it and save it on the right, and then you can save it to your computer, I believe, if you don't have the time to write it all down. So, any questions? I hope this wasn't too much for you. I know we covered quite a few words, but we will repeat them again in the next exercises, so do not panic. Don't panic just yet. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so if there are no questions, I'd like to thank you for joining, and it was a pleasure. Xusha, nice to meet you. I hope to see you soon again.
Thank you to Alan, and I'm glad to meet you too.
You're most welcome. And all my other fellow students, I hope you have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you.
Yeah, I will see you next week.
See you
next week. Good
Bye.
weekend, you too.
Okay. Thank you very much, guys. Bye.
Alan, one question.
Yes.
Is this a book you shared or will share, no?
Yeah,
Or
this is
just a sheet, it could be shared, not?
oh,
PDF, no?
the whole PDF is actually the book. Yeah, it's an electronic book.
Okay.
Yeah, so I can't share the page individually. What I can do is, like I did now, take a photo, or you can even capture it. On the left you have the option, the camera option. You click on it, and whatever I'm sharing,
Okay.
you can take a photo of that. I've already taken the photo, so if you want that particular page, or you can, for example, if I'm screen sharing, let's say, like I was earlier, like this, and we are going through it, and you say to yourself, oh, this is really interesting, I'd love to have this. I don't have the time to write it down, so I'm just gonna take a photo. Yeah, so you can take a photo like this.
Yeah.
And then
Thank you.
yeah, and then basically you can save it. Okay?
Yes.
But I will give you the PDF in the end, in the very end, when we complete it.
Okay. Thank you very much for
Okay.
sharing.
No problems. Take care. Have a good weekend, Julia.
Thanks. See you. Bye.
Bye-bye.